Hello, everybody. I'm Elena from App Radar, and I'm so happy to see you here joining our App Marketing Superhero Bootcamp. Today's focus will be Apple Search Ads, and we are going to cover everything you need to know in order to get started with Apple Search Ads. We will first look into what is Apple Search Ads and why it is such a unique channel in so many ways. We will then walk through the differences between ASA Basic and Advanced so that you can have an easier time choosing which option to go with. We will then also take a look at the different campaign times, how you can structure your campaign, and also talk about choosing the right keywords. And last but not least, we will talk about how you can further optimize your campaigns, boost the performance, and reduce the acquisition costs of your campaigns. All right, for those less familiar, I will explain first why Apple Search Ads is such a unique channel and what it is actually, in order to really see the worth of exploring it for your own app. Then we will go into details on how to structure and extract the maximum value. Well, in simplest terms, I would say Apple Search Ads give you the possibility to appear on top of the search results inside the Apple App Store. And given the fact that most of the times that an app is found within the stores, so 70% of people are actually finding apps through the search function. The platform itself operates with a cost per tap system. So actually, if you decide to promote inside the Apple App Store with Apple Search Ads, you will pay only if someone clicks on your ad. And Apple Search Ads is also the only channel for paid promotion within the Apple App Store. But not only that, helping you to appear on top of the search results, using the only option for paid promotion inside the store, it also gives you the possibility to simply appear or to simply make also your organic performance better. So really trying here the possibility of using synergies between organic and paid performance. That being said, it means that when you bid on certain keywords within Apple Search Ads, you also increase the chances of ranking higher organically for that keyword. And then it gives you also the option to choose based on your level of expertise, which option to go with. So also Apple Search Ads provides you two options, Apple Search Ads Basic and Apple Search Ads Advanced. And especially Apple Search Ads Basic is a great way to get started when you're new in the field, so just starting off and don't have a lot of experience. Then Apple provides you here also with an option, the so-called Apple Search Ads Basic. When you want to take more control over it, are already a bit more experienced and have the resources to do it, then you have Apple Search Ads Advanced. But we will look at both of those options in one of the next slides then in more detail. But first of all, let's look at the different ad possibilities that you have actually when you decide to promote your app inside the Apple App Store. So up until today, Apple has offered two ad opportunities. On the one hand, we have the search results campaigns that you can see here on the left. And on the other hand, we have the so-called search tab campaigns, which is a newer ad format that got introduced in 2021. And now with one recent announcement from Apple said that they are extending actually its offering of how to promote Apple apps on the store. They said that there will be one new ad placement within the Today tab. So basically giving you the chance to be on the front page of the Apple App Store alongside the daily editorial content that the Apple App Store team provides. And the second new placement will be within the app product page itself and will appear under the You Might Also Like section. But yeah, now that we discovered the two different current ad formats that you have, let's come back to what you should choose, Apple Search Ads Basic or Advanced. In the end, it's up to you, I would say, but let me give you some explanations on both so that you will have an easier time choosing which option to go for your specific app. Let's get started with Apple Search Ads Basic. So first of all, it's important to say here that everything you need to provide here is the campaign goal for your specific countries and the campaign budget. So you set a maximum monthly budget that you're willing to spend and the maximum cost per install. So how much money are you actually willing to spend per install that your app receives? And that's it. You don't provide any keyword lists. You don't bid specifically on keywords. Meaning it really takes workload off your shoulders. And if you're just starting off and want to try something out with Apple Search Ads, then this can be a good option. But yeah, less work means also in that case less control. So basically you are no longer in control of the campaign optimization of the money that you're spending. You're giving away, in other words, the power of optimization to Apple itself. If you do want to take control over your campaigns and decide yourself which keywords to bid on, then I would recommend to go with Apple Search Ads Advanced. Apple Search Ads Advanced gives you the option to set a target audience and also bid on keywords yourself. So you really decide which keywords you wanna appear on and how much you're willing to spend per keyword. In other words, you also really you really can take the total control over the optimization and over your whole campaign structure. That means that also, of course, it takes more time and knowledge, because besides the keyword optimization, it's also one other part that you're working with is the creatives. So it gives you also the option to customize actually the creatives, the screenshots, video that you're using with the so-called custom product pages. But again, it takes time and expert knowledge to make use of those features in order to have really successful campaigns. And that's why in today's session, we will be focusing on Apple Search Ads Advanced. So if you decide to take over the control of your campaigns and work with Apple Search Ads Advanced, then you can make sure to get the most out of it. Let's get started with the campaign structure. Based on the recommended structure, we will walk through it today. So the recommended structure would be to have one brand campaign, a category, or in other words, also called generic campaign, a competitor campaign, and the discovery campaign. And that should look like something like this then. So you basically see here the recommended campaign structure that will cover all your app growth needs. However, remember that this is a recommended structure, but depending on your budget and available resources, you might need to go with a simpler structure for your specific ad. So within each of your campaigns, you can create then related ad groups. The related ad groups hold then all the keyword and creative information in there. And talking about keywords, it's important to keep an eye on that. So when we talk about brand, generic, and competitor campaigns, it is recommended to use exact match as a keyword type. So basically, you set in those campaigns, in those ad groups, all keywords to exact match and make sure that the search match function is off. For the discovery campaign, on the other hand, you can have one ad group with broad match. That should include all the keywords from the other three campaigns, but with the match type set to broad match and search match off. And then you can have another ad group with search match on, but actually there are no keywords in there. It just should help you to get suggestions directly from Apple to see for which keywords you are appearing as relevant. So basically here talking again about keywords, what is the different campaigns should be about is, brand keywords. You're trying to really bid on your own brand keywords for brand protection and brand awareness. Generic, you're trying to appear on, as the name suggests, generic, really category specific keywords, keywords that are related in terms of features to your app, for example. And then, you can also bid on competitors, and you should do that because also they can do that. So don't miss out on that opportunity. And then the discovery campaign, as the name suggests, this should really help you to discover new keywords, and it can be especially helpful also when you're starting off in a new for Eigen market, for example, to really see for which keywords you're appearing as relevant in that specific market. Yeah, structuring then the campaigns in such a way will help you to easily track also the performance of different campaigns and optimize it on time specifically. And it will also help you to take better control of your running campaigns and see which ad group is performing now better, where do you need improvement, and so on. Talking about improvements, one recommendation that I can give here, as we talked about, you use the discovery campaign to discover new terms. You could make sure, or you should make sure, that once you identify here in the discovery campaign good performing keywords, make sure that you then add them afterwards to your brand, generic, or competitor campaign and exclude it as a negative keyword from the discovery campaign. Good. Yeah, keep in mind this is the recommended structure, but depending on the needs of your own app, you might adapt it a bit, or you might go with a simpler structure. Yeah, well, now I've talked a lot about those different keyword types. We mentioned exact match, I mentioned broad match, but what does actually all those terms mean? Let's look at that. And as said, keywords are really a main driver to also optimize the performance of your campaigns. So let's look at each of them separately, I want to say. Apple offers basically 3 different ways to bid on keywords. You have exact match, broad match, and search match. Versus the last of these, the search match, is a type of targeting where you don't input any keywords, but you actually give Apple the option to show you keywords that Apple believes are relevant to your app. It is automatically taken from information that you provide within your store listing. So making ASO really a vital part, because you will get screened here for keywords that you have included in your app store listing and will appear then also more relevant to the algorithm for those keywords. It can, as said, help you to discover new keywords, especially when we talk about new for Eigen markets, and give you simply some new ideas. The exact match option, that would be keywords that only get matched into really the specific search term that you provide, or really close variants. That means at the same time, you might have fewer impressions because you limit yourself a bit compared to broad match, but at the same time, the keywords will be more relevant and more focused, so we will also have an increased conversion rate. That's why it's recommended to use this keyword type for generic campaign, brand campaign, as well as competitor campaign. When we talk about broad match, this is actually a way wider pool of related search terms that the keyword that you provide will get matched to. It may appear on plurals, on synonyms of that specific keyword, or misspellings on related searches. That means it can save you time at the same time when you're building your keyword lists, but at the same time, keep in mind that your ad may appear against less relevant searches, given the fact that it's a broader pool, but at the same time, your reach is higher, right? Because you're attracting a wider audience. But again, just keep in mind, you will also lose some control here. And then last but not least, the so-called negative keywords that you can use just simply to filter out unwanted search traffic. So if you're providing a specific feature, but you want to make sure that you're not appearing for a specific keyword, then you can use the negative keyword function. Good, let's see in a keyword exercise if you are familiar now with those terms. Let's imagine you're bidding on the keyword meditation journal. You have added as a negative keyword meditation book. Now you should define for the following keywords whether broad or exact match would be fitting. We have the examples of meditation blog, meditation tracker, and meditation journey. Now is the question, should we choose broad or exact match as a keyword type? The correct answer in that case would be broad match. All right, let's jump into how you can actually find now all those keywords that we have discussed, that keywords really play a vital role in optimizing your campaigns, but how you can actually make sure that you don't miss out on any opportunity and find the right keywords. We have here several options. On the one hand, App Store optimization itself. So really try, when you already have prepared some keyword lists for your ASO efforts, try to optimize also for them within, not only within your organic efforts, but also use those keywords within your Apple searches. It will on the one hand help you to save time because you already prepared those keyword lists, and on the other hand, you will make sure to trying to use the synergies between ASO and Apple searches, because as said, when you're trying to bid on keywords, when you bid on keywords that you also have included in your store listing, you will increase the chances of ranking higher for those keywords also organically. And on the other hand, you will also have a better chances to appear with your ad when you bid on a specific keyword, when you already rank for those keywords, because simply you will appear more relevant to the algorithm, and it will give you more chances to appear on top of the search results then. So really make sure to see that those synergies. Then, as said, the discovery campaigns can give you really some good options to find new keywords and find maybe also new keywords that you haven't thought of before, but Apple suggests you as relevant to those terms. Then brainstorming, obviously, think about features and use cases that your app fulfills. Check which reviews, for example, users are leaving for your app and which words they use in there. How does your audience talk, and really try to include those terms also within your campaigns. And one more option that could be part here as well is actually competitor research. Check which keywords competitors are bidding on and could be interesting for you as well. We have in AppRadar a nice search ads feature that can help you identifying the top bidders on certain keywords and see which keywords actually other competitors are using as an inspiration. As part of that, I would recommend to also, when you're doing your keyword research for Apple search ads, to use an ASO tool like AppRadar to check out also the search volume behind those keywords and how difficult it is to rank for those keywords. And also look at the same time, do you already rank for certain keywords? Because then, as said, you will also have a higher chance to increase it further, the ranking, and boost it with Apple search ads, but also to appear more relevant to the algorithm and therefore getting more impressions and traffic if you already rank for certain keywords. When you're doing and trying to really combine those two worlds, ASO and Apple search ads, you can also, when you use AppRadar, you can also make sure to use the so-called tag functionality in AppRadar. So the list of keywords that you're using then with an Apple search ads, simply tag them and say Apple search ads, so that later on, when you analyze the results, you can simply come back and check if you have actually improved the performance on those keywords by selecting the dedicated tag. Now we talked a lot about different keyword options and how important keywords actually are when we talk about Apple Search Ads Advanced. But it's also important to mention that creatives obviously also play a role. With Apple Search Ads, we have here by default, it will take the creatives that you use in your store listing. So in other words, the screenshots and preview video that you have in your organic store listing. And therefore making it again important to really combine the worlds and also making sure that you optimize your organic store listing, as it will also boost the performance of your campaigns. Another option that you have is, besides optimizing your product page, so optimizing your creatives that you use in there, you also have the option to create a customized experience with so-called custom product pages. It gives you the possibility to really offer a consistent and personalized user acquisition journey. Imagine it like this. you can basically, when the user sees the ad, you could highlight a specific feature, such as, for example, biking. In the ad, he clicks then on that because he was obviously interested in biking. Then he comes into your store listing the moment to convince the user actually to also take an action further and download the app. And then you showcase and highlight again that biking feature. That will for sure increase your conversion rates and help you to lower the acquisition costs. With custom product pages, you can actually customize the screenshots, you can customize the app preview video, and also provide information within promotional texts. When you optimize for those three things, always keep in mind, I mean, not only when you use it for custom product pages, but also in general for your store listing. For the app screenshots, you have up to 10 screenshots that you can use to highlight really the value proposition of your app and show really what makes your app unique. Remember that especially the first three screenshots will be super important because that will be the first impression that the user has. You can then, in terms of video, upload up to 3 preview videos with up to 30 seconds per video. And yeah, also here, especially important, make sure, but also for your screenshots, to really comply with the guidelines provided by Apple. Otherwise, you will have chances of getting rejected, not getting promoted inside the store, and so on. So really important to check that out. And the promotional text can be also customized, but in general, you can use that to update your audience about special features that you have in your app, the latest news and the key benefits you want your users to know. And while doing all the optimization across those creatives and also across the texts that you use, always make sure that you stick to the brand voice, to the app branding, because you really want to make sure that you keep your creative assets and your texts in line with the overall branding of your app. Now that we have done the keywords, we know how to set up a campaign, how to use creatives, and that you can customize your user journey with custom product pages, it comes to time to analyze and optimize the Apple Search Ads Advanced campaigns. In the Apple Search Ads UI itself, you have, besides a variety of different settings, also the possibility to analyze and optimize the campaigns in different ways. We have here by Apple provided 3 different dashboards. On the one hand, we have the campaign dashboard, the chart dashboard, and the custom reports, really giving you the possibility to check out the different metrics such as the average cost per acquisition, the average cost per tap, so how much you paid for a tap on your ad, how is the conversion rate, impressions, installs, and how much you're actually spending. You can see it on the keyword level as well, and also do the optimizations in there. And I would quickly want to highlight here that within App Radar, you can also connect your Apple Search Ads account and see all the campaign details and yeah, all the different ad metrics inside one single dashboard, giving you the possibility to also make sure that you see those numbers in correlation, especially when you also run, for example, Google Ads. You could connect also Google Ads with App Radar and then have in one unified dashboard the performance of Apple Search Ads, of App Store optimization, as well as of Google Ads. And really seeing that in one single dashboard, helping you to save time and take actions so that you can improve your performance further instead of wasting time of collecting data across different spreadsheets and across different platforms. You will also be able to see here the correlation. So actually, as I mentioned before, does actually Apple Search Ads help you also to boost the organic performance and for how much traffic it is actually applicable in relation to your total traffic. So make sure to try it out, connect your Apple Search Ads with App Radar, and analyze the performance in one single dashboard. Good, but before we jump further, actually one important thing, as I said, keywords play really an important role, and I want to give you here some tips and tricks on how you can optimize the performance and when to change certain bits, how to do it, what are the different most common scenarios. We will look at scenario 1, I don't get any impressions. Scenario 2, how much should I actually increase the bid? And scenario 3, how can you actually decrease the cost per acquisition and increase the conversion rate? Let's get started with scenario 1. We all know that, yeah, we have set up our campaigns and we really put a lot of efforts into it, but for some reason, we don't get, unfortunately, any impressions. What can you do here now? On the one hand, you can increase your bid incrementally, so really step by step. Because it could simply be that other apps are bidding way higher, and you remember that the Apple pricing model and how you appear on the store works on the one hand, decides on an auction system who is the top bidder that will appear on that ad then, and in combination, not only the bid is relevant, but also how relevant are you to the algorithm. So also here a recommendation would be check actually how relevant are the keywords that you're using, and otherwise make sure to add some new ones and always further optimize the performance. And the other part that goes hand in hand with that is actually make sure to combine ASO and Apple search ads. As said, try to bid on keywords that you're also trying to optimize for organically, and yeah, making sure that you're doing regular ASO updates and ranking higher on certain keywords will again help you to appear simply more relevant to the algorithm and giving you better chances to also get then in the end impressions and traffic with your ads. Well, how much should you then actually increase the bids on certain keywords? When you identify keywords where you say, hey, those are actually relevant, I bid on them, but somehow I don't get impressions, then make sure that you increase the bid step by step. I mean by that you should increase it, so as a sample rule, by approximately 20%, just to make sure that you don't go crazy on it and still have the control over it. So make sure that also you then actually monitor the results. Does it help you to get actually more impressions? If not, you can again try to increase it again a bit, and again a bit. But at some point, if you're still not getting any impressions, then again, make sure to check, is the keyword relevant? Is it simply too competitive that I cannot afford bidding on that keyword? Then you might focus on simply other terms as well. And the other step, how can you actually decrease the CPA and increase the conversion rate? Yeah, we have here various options. So make sure when you identify well-performing keywords, so keywords that are bringing you actually traffic and good traffic, so people are actually downloading your app, then make sure to see what you can do if you increase the bids further. Can you leverage it and get even more traffic to that keyword? When you identify, on the other hand, bad performing keywords, so keywords where you actually get impressions, but they don't convert into installs, you simply don't get the traffic that you would like to see, yeah, then consider decreasing the bids for those keywords. And then, as said, yeah, another good option is really to optimize also, besides the keywords, the creatives that you use in your organic store listing. And don't forget about the newer formats that Apple provides with the so-called custom product pages, and really see how you can further improve your conversion rate when you customize the whole user journey. And yeah, important thing to mention here still is, as we said, we also would want to use discovery campaign to see which new keywords we might have not considered until now and discover new terms. Make sure that you also delete very expensive search terms in there, so that you always make sure that you take those terms, either delete them when they're not relevant, or make sure to add them to one of your generic brand or competitor campaign and bid on it as exact match keyword, and really take the control again over it. All right, yeah, when we analyze, one thing that is really important, I would say always focus on the most important KPIs for your campaigns, and try to identify which steps in the paid user acquisition funnel need to be improved. Is it that you actually get impressions, but people then don't tap or click on the ad? meaning that here you should make sure that you try to check, are the keywords actually relevant that you're currently using to bid on? Because apparently you get the impressions, but somehow they are not too relevant maybe for the users that they would also convert further and click on the ad. And also another part is, again, look at your creatives. So look at the organic store listing. How are the screenshots that you're using that then Apple takes to display your ad? Or should you maybe try to leverage custom product pages to really have that customized journey and have also a better conversion rate in that step of the funnel? When you have a problem with, like, let's say, you see that actually people, they see your ad, so you appear with it as an impression, then they also tap on the ad and they get into your store listing, but for some reason they do not convert into an install. So actually you got them where you want them to be, they arrive in your store listing, but then they do not convert into an install. This is a sign that you should work on your organic store listing. Obviously, it could be that they already came because of a wronger impression before, because the user journey was not optimized, but it's also really high likelihood that improving your organic store listing will also improve your conversion rate here, because simply it could be the user was expecting something else when they came to your store listing. Work on your creatives there, work on improving your ratings and reviews, try to achieve really a plus 4.4 star rating, answer reviews in the stores to show that you care about the users, provide appealing copy, and really make sure that it is very clear what makes your app unique and why the user should also download. Another last recommendation is, obviously, across this whole funnel, make sure to constantly optimize your campaigns, keep a clear structure, and always try to test different things, add new keywords, and really never forget to keep always optimizing. All right, keep optimizing is then also the name of my last slide of my recap. And this is simply to give you in a nutshell what you should consider to do, and in order to really boost the performance constantly. As said, we want to increase the bits of well-performing keywords and decrease the bits on bad-performing keywords. We want to make sure to add negative keywords and make use of negative keywords so that we don't appear on searches that we don't want to. We clear recommendation, always mind the structure of your campaigns to take over the full control. And as said, take time to research the right keywords, add constantly new ones, and see which ones you should rather eliminate. Don't forget that out of your discovery campaign, the new keyword ideas that you're gathering there, that you add them as exact match keywords to your brand competitor or generic keyword campaign. And last but not least, always, especially when we talk about Apple Search Ads, make sure that you combine your Apple Search Ads campaigns with regular ASO updates and really make use of those synergies that you can get out of here. I would say that brings us already to the end of our today's bootcamp. In a nutshell, I really recommend to give Apple Search Ads a try. It's a powerful and really channel that can help you to boost downloads, as well as help you to boost the organic performance for your iOS apps. And I hope you could take some good learnings out of today's sessions. And now I actually challenge you to join the AppRadar Superhero League. Test your knowledge with our quiz and get a certified app marketing superhero. And don't forget then to also share that with your network. And last but not least, if you have a story about a time when you felt like a true app marketing superhero, or you know someone who would fit, we really want to hear you. We really want to hear that story. So drop us a message and let us know what way you feel like your app marketing superhero. And we will make sure to showcase your story on our social media and inspire others to follow in your footsteps. Thank you so much for joining me in the Apple Search Ads Bootcamp. I hope you got some useful insights. And if you have any questions also afterwards now, feel free to reach out anytime directly also on my email address. Thank you so much. Bye.